It's that time again, folks. New Lookism chapters have dropped, and a lot has gone down. We've got the resurgence of the regional kings, some chaotic fighting, and moves from Tae-soo and Gong-seop as they step back into the spotlight. Don't worry, I'm here to break it down for all of you. Welcome to the Lookism Review, where we recap, theorize, and dive into the community reactions after a few juicy chapters. And with that being said, let's get into it. First of all, can we talk about how fast this arc is moving? The pacing is like Lookism on turbo mode. After the eternity that was Troll's Choice finality, which, let's be real, was a slog, it's so refreshing to see arcs wrapping up in weeks instead of years. The story's progressing so well that it almost feels unfamiliar. It's like we're in uncharted territory here, and for a series known to stretch out its conflicts, it's pretty good. I'm really happy with this. That being said, Busan's true retainers have officially entered the chat, and they're not playing around. They've already put Zack on the ropes and knocked out Hudson to the ground. While I appreciate the chaos and high stakes, I have some notes on how the fights were handled. Having the Kings go up against the retainers, it's fine, but it could have been better. Here's how I would have done it. Let Zack and Hudson win. Hear me out. Zack has the skill to take on these guys down, and if Hudson had won, he'd regain some of that lost aura. Instead, he's back on the floor for the millionth time. Can someone give this man a break already? In my vision, this should have been a pure battle between the first and the second generation. Tae-soo and Gong-seop's beef lie with James, not Zack and Hudson, and honestly, I think James is scheming, like mastermind level scheming. Using Daniel and his crew to clear out the first generation, that's some 4D chess right there. Two birds with one stone, and it makes you wonder just how deep his plans go. Is this part of his grander strategy, or are we just scratching the surface of his true intentions? Now for the main event, Jinrang is finally stepping into the fray, and this dude is a menace. On top of that, we've got a sneak peek into Jae-gyeon's past, which is already shaping up to be fascinating. Let's talk about Mr. Half-Ass King for a second. What cracks me up though is how Ji-chang went from being the strongest king to not even crapping top 5 anymore. No disrespect to the dead, but wow, talk about a downgrade. At least he still has that aura. Meanwhile, Jae-gyeon's half-assed reputation might tie into something deeper, like his inability to protect his territory properly. What if he's called half-assed not because of his laziness, but because he fell short in a critical moment? Maybe he's haunted by a failure that defines his character, but hey, it's still too early to dive headfirst into theories. What we do know is this: he's unpredictable, mysterious, and we don't even know what his weapon is yet. He's easily the most intriguing character in this arc, and the wild card we're all keeping an eye on. And then there's Jinrang. He's the kind of character who commands attention the second he steps onto the page. His moves are calculated and his demeanor is intense, and his presence alone shifts the dynamics of the story, and with him in the mix, the stakes have never felt higher. You can tell he's going to be a major player moving forward, and I'm here for it. And as always, the Lookism community is divided. Some fans are calling these chapters mid, while others are hyping them up as they return to form. Personally, I'm into it. The quick pace and fresh ideas are exactly what the series needed. Introducing new dynamics, keeping things unpredictable, and setting things up for wild possibilities for the future. If anything, the mixed reactions just prove how passionate the fandom is, even if we all can't agree. I've seen some fans criticize the way the first and the second generation conflict is being handled, and while I get what they're coming from, I think the series is intentionally trying to shake things up. It's a risky move, sure, but it's one of the things injecting much needed energy into the story. On the flip side, there's a lot of praise for the spotlight being given to lesser explored characters like Jae-gyeon and Jinrang. People love a good mystery, and these two are delivering it in spades. This arc is shaping up to be a wild ride, with the regional kings back in action, Jinrang making his big moves, and Jae-gyeon's mysterious past dangling in front of us like a carrot. There's a lot to look forward to. Sure, the fights could have been handled differently, but the tension is there, and ultimately that's what matters. Plus, James potentially pulling the strings in the background, we might be gearing up for a massive showdown that ties everything together. So buckle up. This is just the beginning, and the first and second generations are clashing. Secrets are being revealed, and the plot is moving at breakneck speed. Until next time, stay tuned for more chaos, drama, and hopefully some much needed wins for Hudson. So yeah,